As we approach the 2023 Atlantic hurricane season, I would like to join the Honourable Premier and the Disaster Management Coordination Agency, DMCA, to encourage the people of Montserrat to make every effort to prepare for this hurricane season. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, has predicted a near-normal hurricane season this year with 12 to 17 named storms, of which 5 to 9 could become hurricanes, including 1 to 4 major hurricanes. Regardless of the number of storms predicted this season, we need to prepare now, as it only takes one storm to devastate our beloved island of Montserrat. The priority of every governor is, and always will be, the safety of Montserrat and its people. The Disaster Management Coordination Agency continues to work collaboratively with key agencies to ensure the island is in a state of readiness for the 2023 hurricane season. The various ministries and departments within the Montserrat Public Service have started their annual preparedness and readiness assessments to ensure they are able to bounce back quickly to serve the people of Montserrat throughout this hurricane season. I also urge all residents and business owners in Montserrat to update their emergency plans and have an emergency kit equipped with essential supplies should the island be impacted by a storm or hurricane. Montserrat stands to benefit from the support of the United Kingdom in the form of its naval support ship this hurricane season. The United Kingdom stands ready to provide humanitarian aid and disaster relief should the island be impacted by a storm or hurricane. We must work together to plan for the possibility that Montserrat can be affected by a tropical storm or hurricane. In 1989, the island was severely damaged by Hurricane Hugo. I would like to urge all families, businesses, and the vulnerable to take whatever serious and urgent precautions are necessary now to ensure that this hurricane season does not find you in an unfortunate and risky state of unpreparedness and vulnerability. The Governor's Office and the Office of the Deputy Governor have continued their commitment to fulfilling their obligations under the National Disaster Management Act. The National Disaster Policy Response Advisory Committee, NDPRAC, will convene if it deems it necessary to monitor the levels of preparedness of all key stakeholders and critical initiatives. In closing, I would like to say it is critical that everyone understand their risk and heed the warnings of DMCA and local officials. We hope the upcoming hurricane season will be quiet for Montserrat, but if we continue to work together, we will face what may come with strength and resilience. Be prepared. Stay prepared. It only takes one.
The Government Information Unit, GIU, is the communications arm of the Government of Montserrat. We serve as the official platform for news and information for and about the government's ministries and departments. We develop information products on government's policies, programs, projects, and activities, which are then channeled through various communication platforms. GIU, your official source for news and information on the Government of Montserrat.
Citizens, friends, and residents of Montserrat, greetings to you on this, the first day of the 2023 North Atlantic hurricane season. As your Premier, I want to take a moment to remind us all that we are now heading into the time of year for which we need to exert extra vigilance. We are at the start of the hurricane season, which runs annually in the Caribbean from June 1st to November 30th. First early prediction for the 2023 Atlantic season predicts a slightly below normal average with 13 named storms, 6 hurricanes, of which 3 are major hurricanes. I wish to express gratitude to Almighty God for protecting Montserrat over these many years from the impacts of hurricane, and I'm hopeful He will continue to shower us with His favor. My thanks are extended to our emergency response and support services, who have been exemplary in keeping us stocked, primed, and ready for any impacts we might face. To the staff and volunteers within the DMCA, hospital, police, fire search and rescue services, Montserrat Utilities Limited, Public Works Department, the Royal Montserrat Defence Force, and our public servants, thank you for your teamwork, effort, and dedication over the years to be ready to respond for rapid deployment in assessing our safety and for getting us back to full operational capacity after a storm has passed. My thanks as well to the FCDO and the UK Royal Navy, who have over the years played a significant role in our disaster response efforts through direct support after impacts and providing joint training opportunities for a response team and organizations on the ground. I look forward to a continued partnership with all stakeholders who are key to safeguarding and protecting the lives of all of us in the event of natural disasters. Residents of Montserrat, you are no stranger to my yearly message of caution and vigilance. I urge you now, if you have not already reviewed your home and business hurricane and insurance plans, please do so now. While doing so, here are a few questions to get you moving. Do your shutters need repairing? Do you need to undertake cleaning and clearing of drains, gutters, or to remove loose objects from your property to avoid damage to your neighbors and your homes? Have you checked with your elderly neighbors to see what help you can offer as it relates to their readiness in the event of a hurricane? For example, where will they shelter, and who will take them to a shelter if they must leave their home? Have you reviewed your business continuity plan to ensure that your business can continue to function after a hurricane has impacted and passed? This is a lot of ground to cover, especially when a hurricane is approaching. Often, you only have a few hours warning. Please do not leave your preparation until the last minute. It might be too late. Review your hurricane plans today. As the saying goes, knowledge is power. And in the fast-paced world of adverse weather patterns, it can be the difference between you having time to safeguard your family and home and being unprepared for the storm. I urge all of you to stay tuned into ZJB Radio for the latest weather updates and other instructions. Keep monitoring the Disaster Management Coordination Agency's Facebook page for regular updates on impending storms. In this information technological age, there are a plethora of weather apps that you can download on your mobile phones and tablets, which will provide you with up-to-the-minute weather information, and many of these are free. I urge you to make use of them. It is important that you stock up on necessary non-perishable food items, water, first aid kits, and your medications, so that you will be able to ride out the storm while you remain indoors. This hurricane season, there is even more support available aimed at safeguarding life in the event of a natural disaster and allow the country to return to a level of normalcy quicker. On the 2nd of March this year, government introduced the Hurricane Risk Reduction and Resilience Drive Order, number 13 of 2023. This is a program in which households and businesses are allowed to import hurricane-related items free of duty and consumption tax. These items include, but are not limited to, generators and changeover switches, storm shutters, chainsaws, portable lights, wood chippers, first aid kits, hammers, torch lights, screwdrivers, spanners, and much more. The list of items is displayed on the notice board of the Office of the Legislature at Farrell Building in Braids. Or you can access the SRNO on your computer or phone by searching for Montserrat SRNO number 13 of 2023. Additionally, information and clarity can be obtained from the Ministry of Finance and the Montserrat Customs and Revenue Service. While you're preparing, I urge you to become familiar with the hurricane shelters near you. A list of these shelters and their locations are printed in the DMCA Hurricane Guide and their Facebook page. And of course, ZJB will advise on the same. If during the impending storm, you are concerned that your home may not be safe, please seek shelter in one of the designated hurricane shelters near you, or with a friend or family member. If it comes down to you having to move into a shelter, please cooperate with the shelter managers. Remember, they are interested in your well-being and safety. We have been spared from the impact of hurricane in recent years. Long may that continue. But I urge you now, as I do each year, practice vigilance, be a good neighbor, and look out for the vulnerable who have no support. Get prepared. Stay prepared. It only takes one. We are in this together. May God continue to bless Montserrat.
The Government Information Unit, GIU, is the communications arm of the Government of Montserrat. We serve as the official platform for news and information for and about the government's ministries and departments. We develop information products on government's policies, programs, projects, and activities, which are then channeled through various communication platforms. GIU, your official source for news and information on the Government of Montserrat.
Good day, residents and visitors on Montserrat. I'm Lieutenant Colonel Alvin Ryan, Director of the Disaster Management Coordination Agency, DMCA. Today, the 1st of June, marks the start of the Atlantic hurricane season, and forecasters advise that this season will bring near normal levels of storm activity to the region. We therefore must all play our part to be as prepared as possible. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration is predicting a 40% chance of a near normal season, a 30% chance of an above normal season, and a 30% chance of a below normal season. The National Hurricane Center is forecasting between 12 and 17 named storms, with winds of at least 39 miles per hour. Of those storms, 5 to 9 are expected to become hurricanes, including 4 major hurricanes at Category 3 or above. Despite any prediction, however, we must make ourselves ready regardless, because it really does only take one. Being prepared is one of the most important things we can do as individuals, families, businesses, and communities to minimize the impacts of severe weather events. If you haven't already done so, stock up on your hurricane supplies now and make sure you have hurricane plans in place for your homes, businesses, and families. Yes, predictions are uncertain, but we must all try our best to guard against complacency. I have every confidence in the measures the DMCA, government departments, and other stakeholders have taken to ensure that we can bravely face any storms that may come our way. Building a national culture of disaster preparedness and resiliency is a collective responsibility. We all have a role to play in following the advice given by the DMCA and local officials to stay informed and know what actions to take to keep yourselves and your loved ones safe in the event Montserrat is impacted by a storm or hurricane and its associated hazards. I understand the novelty of monitoring weather systems for yourselves and reading forecasts on social media, but I urge you to monitor ZJB Radio and follow the DMCA website and social media sites for the official information about any storm or hurricane that may impact Montserrat. Our emergency shelters will be ready for occupation in the event of a storm or a hurricane. Your hurricane plan should include knowing where the nearest shelter to your home is located. If you don't already have a hurricane plan, please make one whether or not it is written down. If we do find ourselves facing a storm this year, I ask you to please pay attention to government announcements and bulletins that will carry official information to tell you what to expect and what to do. While the DMCA will continue to do all it can to help us get through any storm or hurricane, each and every one of us must ensure that we have a plan and are prepared to execute those plans. I pray God again will spare us and keep our precious island and residents safe this hurricane season and beyond. Thank you.
The Government Information Unit, GIU, is the communications arm of the Government of Montserrat. We serve as the official platform for news and information for and about the government's ministries and departments. We develop information products on government's policies, programs, projects, and activities, which are then channeled through various communication platforms. GIU, your official source for news and information on the Government of Montserrat.